Hello my dear students, a very good afternoon to all. This is Vasavi Ma'am from NEET WORLD, your biology educator for Foundation and CBSE. Yes, students, I welcome you all to the most interactive live session, my dear students. Yes, in the previous session we have discussed and we have completed about the different types of connective tissues like adipose connective tissue, loose connective tissue like areolar tissue, and then next coming towards the dense connective tissue we have discussed about the tendons and ligaments, and we have also discussed in detail about the cartilage and bone. Yes, coming towards the today's particular most interactive and interesting live session. In this particular session we are going to learn about the muscular tissue. Yes, so students, today we are going to complete all three different types of muscular tissues in one shot. So please, I request you all to be stay tuned until the session gets end. Yes. Yes, students. Yes. So coming towards the structure of the muscle tissue, okay, first we will discuss about the actual its structure, okay, and then next later we are going to discuss about its different types. Yes. So coming towards the structure of a muscle tissue, yes. So inside the muscular tissue we are going to find some elongated fibers, okay. The muscular tissue is going to contain some elongated cells, okay. It is going to contain some long elongated cells. Those are called as, see, can you see here? It is going to contain some elongated cells and those cells are called as myofibrils. Yes. See, these all are some elongated cells called as myofibrils. Okay, myofibrils are the cells which are going to be present inside the muscular tissue. These are very elongated in nature, and next this muscular tissue is going to be covered by the membrane called as sarcolemma. Clear? Can you see? See, these all are the elongated muscle fibers. These are, or else it is also called as myofibrils, and this entire muscular tissue is going to be surrounded by the membrane called as sarcolemma. It is simply nothing but the plasma membrane of the muscular tissue, okay. Yes, it is called as the sarcolemma, and the fluid present inside the muscular tissue, that is nothing but the cytoplasm of that muscular tissue, is called as, yes, sarcoplasm. Sarcoplasm, okay. Yes. Sarcoplasm is the cytoplasm which is present inside the muscular tissue, and the plasma membrane of the muscular tissue is called as the sarcolemma, and then next it is the sarcoplasm, and it is going to contain, yes, mitochondria which is going to provide energy, and then next here it is the nucleus. This is just about the simple structure of the muscular tissue. Yes, see here, these are the NCERT lines. Muscular tissue is covered by a membrane called as the sarcolemma. It is also called as the plasma membrane of the muscular tissue, and it is the main function of the muscular tissue. What actually the muscles are going to do? They are very specialized for the contraction and relaxation, right? So contractility is a specialized property of the muscular tissue which is involved in contraction and relaxation. Yes. So if you see these elongated muscle tissues, that is nothing but if you see these elongated muscle cells, they are going to contain specialized proteins which are extremely meant for contraction and relaxation. Those are called as actin and myosin. Actin and myosin. Okay. These actin and myosin are the specialized proteins which will give these myofibrils to contraction, okay, which will help this muscular tissue to show the contraction and relaxation. This is only the one of the specialized property of this muscular tissue, and these are the proteins involved in it which will show the contraction and relaxation, actin and myosin. It is very good to remember. These are apart from your NCERT, but it is always very good to learn some extra information regarding the concept. So I request you to remember, students. Yes. Okay. And muscular tissue is, it is a contractile tissue. It means you can strengthen your muscles and you can relax your muscles, right? Yes. And next, they have the capability for contraction and relaxation, and its special property of this tissue is only contractility, okay. Showing the contractility is only the specialized property of one of this muscular tissue. Clear with the structure? the muscular tissue is going to contain some elongated cells, okay. It is going to contain some elongated cells called as myofibrils. Myofibrils are the cells which are actually present inside the muscular tissues, and then next it is going to be covered entirely by the plasma membrane. That plasma membrane is only called as the sarcolemma, and then next the fluid, the cytoplasm inside the muscular tissue is called as the sarcoplasm, and then next it is going to contain mitochondria and nucleus. It is going to contain specialized proteins called as actin and myosin, which are especially involved in the contraction and relaxation. Yes. So, now we will look into the types of muscle tissues. Yes. See here, see the cutest and interesting picture of this boy. What he is doing actually there, students? Children, what this particular boy is performing the activity? He is strengthening his muscles, right? He is just strengthening his muscles. Can you see here? Yes. So, this is only one of the specialized property of the muscular tissue. It means we can strengthen our muscles and we can relax our muscles. Okay. So, based on that, here we are going to be categorized. Okay. Here are some of the 3 different types of muscle tissues. Okay. Yes. See here, cardiac muscles. Okay. Cardiac muscles. Yes. And the next one, smooth muscles. Clear? Cardiac muscles, smooth muscles, and the next one is the skeletal muscles. I am writing here. Skeletal muscles. Okay. Now we are going to learn about each and every type of muscle structure in detail along with its functions and locations. Okay. Clear with this concept? Now again we are going to discuss about this diagram, students, in the upcoming slide. Yes. So look here, the first type of muscle, okay, that is striated muscle. Okay. It is called as the striated muscle because if you look into the structure, yes, can you see here? See, these are the muscle cells of the striated muscle. Okay. In the striated muscle, if we look into the structure, it is going to contain long elongated, okay, long elongated cylindrical and unbranched muscle cells. Okay. So, they are going to be arranged in this manner, and each muscle cell is going to be multinucleated. It means it is going to have many nuclei. Okay. And these are very long and cylindrical. Now, these are in horizontal manner, right. So, when you see in this way, these are going to look actually in this manner. Okay. When we are going to view in a vertical manner, they are going to be appeared in this form. Okay. Clear with the concept? Okay. These are elongated in the sense they are very lengthy. Okay. And then next they are cylindrical in nature with multinucleated. Instead of present of only one nuclei, it is going to contain many nuclei, hence it is called as multinucleate muscle cell. Okay. Yes. So, if we look into these points, okay, it is also known as striated muscle. Why it is called as striated muscle? It means it is going to show some striations like light and dark bands. In the sense, see here, these whatever I am drawing, these are dark bands, and then next in between them we can find the light bands. Clear? It is going to contain the alternate light and dark bands. It means one dark band is going to be present. Apart from that, okay, beside that we can find the light band, light, dark, okay. In this manner, it is going to contain some striations of light bands and dark bands, hence it is called as striated muscle. Okay. Hence it is called as what? Striated muscle. Clear with the concept? This is about the striated muscle. Okay. It is going to contain some long elongated muscle cells, and those are in the shape of cylindrical, hence we are calling it as cylindrical in shape. Okay. And next it is called as multinucleated. Why it is called as multinucleated, students? Because instead of presence of only one or two nuclei, it is going to contain many nuclei. Okay. That is the reason we are calling it as the multinucleate. Okay. Yes. And then next, these muscles helps in movement. So, in between these we can find the striations. Okay. It means alternate light and dark bands are going to be present. That is why we are calling it as the striated muscle. And this muscle function, okay, these muscles are voluntary in function in bundles, and these are attached with the bones. It means these striated muscles, okay, these striated muscles are going to be attached with the bones, and these are voluntary in function. Voluntary in function in the sense, suppose if I want to move one step here, I can move, okay. If I want to turn back and if I want to write something, I can write, clear. And if I want to move my hand in this way, I can move. Why I am doing all these activities? Because these all activities are under control of ourselves, okay. The activities which are going to be under our control, we are going to call it as the voluntary muscles, clear. Voluntary muscles are always going to be worked under our control. It means we can perform whenever we are willing to do it, right. So these are called as voluntary muscles, and these are called as striated muscles. It means it is going to show alternate light and dark bands, hence it is called as the striated muscles, and these are attached with the bones. Yes. So these it is about the striated muscle. Yes. So coming towards the functions. Yes, coming towards the functions, it performs rapid contractions and quick movements, and then next, these are voluntary in function, okay. So they are going to form rapid contractions and quick movements in the sense, so when we do a number of workouts, okay, in our daily life, if we are going to perform many number of activities in one day, and if we do so much of workout, then what is going to happen, students? Some pain is going to be occurred in our muscles, okay. That is the reason we are calling it as, it is fatigue in nature. Fatigue means it is going to be relaxed very fastly, okay. After performing some number of activities, later it is not going to perform the activity, because these are fatigue in nature, okay. After doing some workouts, after doing some type of exercises, due to performance of more time, these muscles are going to be relaxed, and they are unable to, we cannot perform the activities beyond that stage, okay. The stage where these muscles are going to be taken rested place, that is called as the fatigue in nature. Fatigue means they are not going to work more, okay. So these are voluntary muscles. It is also called as the striated muscles. It is very cylindrical in nature, it is multinucleate, and we are calling it as a voluntary muscle because all these activities which are going to be performed by this particular muscle tissue are going to be under our control, okay. That is the reason we are calling it as the voluntary muscle. And if you look into the functions, these are going to be present at many places, okay. Yes, these are present in our biceps, triceps, okay. And then next, these muscles are going to be attached to the bones. Yes. So next, coming towards the, yes, unstriated muscle. So students, I request each and everyone to be stay tuned, okay. Stay tuned and understand the concept, because while studying the tissues, what I have informed you, we have to study according to its structure, function, and then next, locations, okay. We have done with the first type of muscle, that is striated muscle. We have understood its location, that is nothing but it is going to be present at the biceps, triceps, under the legs, anywhere, okay. And then next, that striated muscle is going to be called as striated because it is going to show some alternate light and dark bands. Now coming towards the unstriated muscle, the name itself indicates that this muscle is not going to contain any striations. It is nothing but it is not going to show any light and dark bands, right. Yes, it is also called as the smooth muscle, okay. Why it is called as smooth muscle, we are going to discuss now. Yes, coming towards the structure, these are long, flattened and spindle shape. Spindle shape in the sense, see here. So spindle shaped in the sense, it is going to look actually in this way. It means it is going to be pointed towards the end. Spindle shape of arrangement in the sense, the cells which are pointed at the ends and which are broader and which are very wider in the middle. See, this is the spindle shaped muscle structure. It is a smooth muscle and it is pointed at the ends, clear, and it is very broad at the middle with the single nucleus. This is called as the striated, yes, this is called as unstriated muscle with the spindle shaped muscle cells. Yes, and next, contraction and relaxation are very slow. Why they are going to be very slow? We will learn in the functions. So coming towards the location, these we can find in the stomach, intestine and the next heart, okay. So first main function you all have to remember is these unstriated muscles are involuntary in function. Involuntary in the function in the sense, it means, so now take the examples like blinking the eyes, okay. Now I am blinking the eyes. okay, and next heartbeat, and the next digestion. These all activities are going to be involuntary in function. It means these are not under our control. Can you stop here heartbeat, students? No. Okay. So when we stop our heartbeat, what will happen? We can't survive at all, and we can't stop the blinking of our eyes, and we can't stop the process of digestion. We cannot do all these activities, okay, because these all are the activities which are not actually under our control. Okay, they are going to be worked continuously, and the functions are going to be worked very slowly. Okay, all the process is going to take place very slowly. How means, see now, see, if we look into these locations, yes, see here are the locations. We can find the unstriated muscles in the iris of the eyes, okay, iris of eyes we can find here, okay, and we can also find inside the intestines, inside the stomach of the intestines, okay, and the next we can also find in the uterine walls. Clear? So now imagine, see, this will be the esophagus, okay, this will be the yes, this is the esophagus, okay, and from here whatever the food you are going to consume, okay, when we are going to swallow the food, it is going to take there the peristaltic movements are going to be taken place. It shows continuous peristaltic movements in the sense slow contractions and relaxations. See, the food is going to be first, it is going to be relaxed like this, okay, just a minute, I will make clear to you, yes. So, relaxation and the next contraction, relaxation and the next contraction. So, in this way it is going to reach up to the intestines. Clear now? See here, we are going to consume, we are going to eat the food, and the next later due to the peristaltic contractions and relaxations, the food is going to be entered into our small intestine. Afterwards it is going to be entered into the large intestine, okay, the undigested food is going to be transported to the large intestine and everything. So, okay, so now we are learning about the unstriated muscles. These unstriated muscles are going to be present in these locations. We can find in the esophagus, we can find in the intestines of the stomach, we can find in the iris of the eyes, and then next we can also find in the uterine walls, okay. So now all these functions, okay, all these locations of these particular organs, they are all going to be performed involuntary functions, okay, they are not going to show the voluntary functions. See now these food particles, okay, after consuming they are going to be show relaxation, okay, and the next again contraction, again relaxation. So in this way compression and depression, okay, in this way contraction and relaxation is going to be taken place in the esophagus, okay, that particular movements is called as peristaltic movements, okay, peristaltic movements is nothing but the contraction and the relaxation of the food when we are going to swallow it. Later it is going to be transported and it is going to be delivered to the small intestine of the stomach. So in these all locations, so now these peristaltic movements are also going to become under the involuntary action, students, okay, we cannot stop this particular activity. See now when you are going to have your lunch, okay, after swallowing the food, can you stop here the peristaltic movement? No, because once if it is going to enter into the esophagus, it continuously shows the slow contractions and slow relaxations, then later it is going to be transferred to the small intestine. And we can also find in the iris of the eyes, we cannot stop the blinking of our eyes also, okay. Why we can't stop? Because it is also one of the involuntary function. That involuntary function is going to be taken place just due to the presence of unstriated muscles. Yes, it is also present in the uterine walls. Yes. So once this uterus is going to receive the egg, okay, after formation of the zygote and after formation of the egg, it is going to push that egg towards the uterine, okay, that process is also going to become under the involuntary only. Yes. So next last type of muscle is cardiac muscle, okay. Yes. See, this is the cardiac muscle. Now first let us look into the structure. Yes. See, it contains the network of fibers and it is located. Fibers have centrally located nucleus with light and dark bands. So now again here comes a question where we have observed those striations in the first muscle. In the striated muscle, that is nothing but in the voluntary muscles, we have discussed about the striations. Okay, striations are nothing but just the presence of alternate light and dark bands. See again these see, this is actually the structure of the cardiac muscle. So the cardiac muscles are going to be shown the function. Okay, they are going to be present in a branches. Okay, hence we are calling it as a branched muscle. Okay, here branches are going to be present, whereas in the first striated muscle it is unbranched in nature, whereas it is branched in nature. See, this is one branch, okay, which is going to be connected to the another branch. See, in this manner the alternate branches, okay, this complete muscle structure, that is nothing but cardiac muscle, is going to show branches. It is one muscle cell is going to be connected to the another muscle like this. Okay, from here one more branch will arise and again new cardiac muscle will form like this. In this way the arrangement is going to be taken place in the cardiac muscle, and here also we can find the alternate light and dark bands. Okay, alternate light and dark bands are going to be present inside the cardiac muscle, and we have also seen this type of striations in the first type of muscle, that is voluntary muscle. It is also called as the skeletal muscle. Yes, so when these alternate light and dark bands are going to be, so in between these we can find the intercalated disc. Yes, intercalated disc are the specialized junctions which are going to be connected to the one cardiac muscle to the another cardiac muscle. Clear with the concept, students? In between them we can find the intercalated disc. Okay, it is a specialized structure which is going to show the electrical, okay, which is going to help in transferring some messages, which is going to be involved in some coordination. Okay, yes, and they are going to be function as this particular junction. That intercalated disc is called as electrical junction. Okay, that intercalated disc which is going to be present in between the alternate muscles of the cardiac muscle, that is called as electrical junction, where some coordination is going to be taken place. Okay, yes, and it has the characteristics of both striated and unstriated also. Okay, yes. Now coming towards the location, see, as the name itself indicate cardiac muscle, in the sense we can find them in the heart. So what is the function of the heart? Now we have understood its location. So see, this is coming towards the location, it is these particular muscles, cardiac muscles are present in the heart. Okay, that is the reason we are calling it as the cardiac muscle. So when this cardiac muscle is going to be present inside the heart, so now what is the main function of the heart, students? Just to pump the blood, right? Just to pump the blood and to transport the blood, and the next to receive the deoxygenated blood, and the next to transport the oxygenated blood. This is the only main major function of the heart. Yes, so it shows continuous contractions and relaxations. So due to the continuous contractions and relaxations only, it is going to pump the blood to the throughout the body. Okay, clear with the concept, clear with the cardiac muscle? See, cardiac muscle, the muscles present inside the heart are called as the cardiac muscles, and these cardiac muscles are branched in nature. It means one muscle, one cardiac muscle is going to be shown the branches, okay, and the next it is going to form one network like structure, hence it is called as branched in nature. And here we can find the alternate light and dark bands also, and the next intercalated discs are going to be present. Those particular intercalated discs are just the electrical junctions where some coordination is going to be taken place during the pumping of the blood. Okay, and next these are found in the walls of the heart, and next it is also going to have centrally located nucleuses with light and dark bands. Yes, and next these are continuously going to perform the contractions and relaxations. When they are going to show all these continuous contractions and relaxations, then only it is going to pump the blood to the throughout the whole body areas. Okay, hence now you have to answer me whether this cardiac muscle is voluntary in function or involuntary in function. Okay, so I want the answers from you, students. Okay, yes, yes, come on, quickly answer me whether the cardiac muscle is voluntary in function or involuntary in function. It is involuntary in function, students. It is involuntary in function because that cardiac muscle, all the contraction and relaxation which is going to be taken place in the heart to transport the blood to the throughout body, it is regarded as the involuntary function, because we cannot stop those contractions and relaxations in the heart. Due to that presence of contractions and relaxations only, we are going to be survived. Yes. So, now see here, this is the way how you all have to read the chapter tissues. See, now just this is only just for the these are just the comparing characteristics only for this muscular tissue. So, in this way only you have to make the charts for the epithelial tissue as well as for the connective tissue. In the connective tissue already you have learned about the comparisons like bone and cartilage and tendons and ligaments. So, you need to make a flow chart only for the epithelial tissues. So, here is a simple chart, okay. Here is a simple comparison characteristics of the muscle tissues. Here first we have the location, okay. These are the muscle types and here it is the location, yes. So, first type of muscle is skeletal muscle. So, skeletal muscle in the sense, this muscle where it is going to be present, skeletal muscle is going to attach the muscles with the bone, okay, and here we are calling it as, yes. So, coming towards the location, it is attached to the bone, skeletal muscle is attached to the bone. And next coming towards the function, when it is present in the bone, then it is going to show the movement like walking or else writing on the board, okay, and the next running, these all or else moving our limbs and hands, these all are the activities which are going to be performed by the skeletal muscle, okay. And next it is a voluntary in function. Coming towards the control mode, we can, these all activities are under our control, hence we are calling it as the voluntary muscle. And next coming towards the shape, how the shape of the particular skeletal muscle is, it is in this shape, it is long cylindrical and it is multinucleated, right, yes, see, long and slender. Yes, coming towards the main characteristics, here some alternate light and dark bands are going to be present, yes, alternate light and dark bands with multinucleated, okay. Instead of presence of one or two, it is a multinucleated muscle cell, that is skeletal muscle. So, now next coming towards the cardiac muscle, if we see the location, it is present in the heart. And next, what is its main function, students? Just beating of the heart, it is nothing but just contractions and the relaxations of the heart. And next coming towards the control mode, can you control the heartbeat, can you just stop or else can you start the functions of the heart? No, because it is involuntary in function, okay. It is going to do continuously, continuous contractions and relaxations are going to be taken place. Coming towards the shape, how the shape of the cardiac muscle is going to be present? See, first type, skeletal muscle is only cylindrical and elongated and it is unbranched in nature. Coming towards the cardiac muscle, these are long elongated and they are going to perform some network like structures, it means these are branched, okay. See, it is going to show some network like structures and these are branched in nature. And next, see, we can observe the branching, and next these are striated with one or two nuclei, sometimes they are striated or unstriated, they are going to be in between the smooth muscles and skeletal muscles, okay, and it is going to contain one or two nuclei. Next coming towards the smooth muscles, yes. So, smooth muscles are present in the walls of the internal organs, okay. We have also seen the locations, okay, where the smooth muscle is going to be present. For this we have taken a best example that peristaltic contractions and relaxations of the esophagus. And the next one, intestines present in the stomach, and the next iris of the eyes, okay. These all are the locations where actually this smooth muscle is going to be present. Yes, we have done with this point. And next they are going to show movement of the internal organs, okay. Movement of the internal organs means peristaltic contractions and relaxations, okay, where the esophagus, can you see can you see the esophagus externally? No, okay, because it is located internally and it is going to show the movements of that particular internal organs itself. Yes, and the next, these are also the involuntary in function, only the skeletal muscle is voluntary in function. And when it comes to the shape, it is spindle shaped in nature. Spindle shaped in the sense where the ends are going to be pointed, and in the middle we can find the broad nature, okay, broad in the middle and pointed at the ends with the presence of only single nucleus, and it is non-striated with only presence of one nucleus. These all are the some of the comparison characteristics in between one muscle and the another muscle. Okay, we have done with the skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and the next cardiac muscles. Okay, the alternate names for all these is skeletal muscle is voluntary, it is also called as voluntary muscle, or else it is also called as striated muscle, and cardiac muscle is called as involuntary muscle. Okay, and it is, yes, it is also called as unstriated muscle, and smooth muscle is called as involuntary muscle. These two are involuntary and it is a voluntary. It is a striated and it is unstriated and it is called as smooth muscle. Clear with all the concept, clear with the muscle types of muscle tissues? Yes, hope you all have liked this session. So please stay tuned for the next upcoming live session. I request all the students to please do subscribe and like, share and comment to the particular channel NEET World. Thank you.